You're watching News First, and up next is a look at Action TV.
Those who remember recall in the past, this plot of land was filled with life.
This ground was established in 1970. Afterwards, a number of sports clubs emerged from this ground. Those were very strong clubs. From those clubs, national and international level players were born.
A number of footballers that played on this field went on to represent the country at the international level. This sports ground that is located on the border of the Colombo municipal limits is identified in the records of the municipal council as the Kirulupana Gachaba Sports Ground. The public refer to notices put up at this sports ground by the CMC Department of Sports and Public Leisure, which is tasked with the upkeep of this ground as an act of leisure since 8 months have passed since the notice was put up.
After 20 years, they have pasted a notice that this needs to be renovated. The roof has collapsed. The building is filled with water.
While the Department of Health has already filed cases against a number of public institutions bordering the municipal limits, if it were to inspect this ground, it would find cause to file a case. It is expected, however, that the Department of Health would be presented with a dilemma when it comes to who to file the case against.
This building is conducive for dengue mosquito breeding. Our children cannot play here like we did some time ago. Now the children play on the road, which is dangerous.
I'm a football player at Lumbini Vidyalaya Colombo. I practice at the Henry Pedris grounds and the Lalit Atulat Mudali grounds close to my school. I'm disappointed that I am unable to make use of this ground that is right next to my house.
By engaging in leisure instead of work, hasn't the Department of Sports and Public Leisure at the Colombo Municipal Council brought sadness to a group of Colombo taxpayers? Municipal Commissioner of Colombo, this is over to you.
UPFA parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa says that the government will invest a massive sum of money for the progress of the health sector in Sri Lanka. The MP made this statement at an event held in Hambantota today.
A meeting of family health officers in the Hambantota district was held at the Carlton Auditorium in Tangwal today under the auspices of MP Namal Rajapaksa. The government is investing massive sums of money today for the development of the health sector, not only in this district, but across the entire island. Hospitals of the past have become developed hospitals today. I think you must all accept that in the history of this country there have been ministers of health and deputy ministers of health from the Hambantota district from other governments. But I do not think that anyone in any time frame has ever achieved the progress in the health sector that has been achieved from 2005 to the present.
Tonight on Words of Wisdom, we take a look at the thoughts of former US President and war hero Dwight D. Eisenhower on the subject of war.
Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies, in the final sense, a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. Dwight D. Eisenhower, former US President.
Two youths were killed in an accident that occurred at dawn today in Telangapatha, Vattala.
The accident occurred when a van collided with a motorcycle in the Telagapatha area in Vattala on the Colombo-Negombo road. The motorcyclist and the pillion rider were killed in the accident. The police say that they had collided with the van head-on while travelling from Colombo towards Negombo. The deceased, aged 23 and 30, are both residents of Vattala. The driver of the van has been arrested.
Two officers attached to the Court Tower police have been injured after a suspect had attacked them with a sharp object. The office of the police media spokesperson said that the officers had set off to the Mahalwarava junction in Court Tower early this morning to investigate a suspected individual. At that time, the suspect had fled and the police officers had pursued the suspect. During the tussle with the police officers, the suspect had drawn out his weapon and attacked the police officers. The two police officers were admitted to the Homagama hospital. The injured officers are a sub-police inspector and a constable attached to the Court Tower police. According to the office of the police media spokesperson, a group of police officers had apprehended the suspect and are questioning the suspect based on detention orders. The police has seized a stash of heroin and a stolen mobile phone in the possession of the suspect. Also in local news, villagers in Diyavinna Kaltutta say that they have been facing the increasing threat of wild elephant incursions over the past 10 years. Incidentally, no prior incidents of wild elephant incursions have been reported from the area. News First Chaturi Udeshika visited Diyavinna to investigate.
The News First team, which arrived in Kaltutta from Colombo, departed on the road to Diyavinna to investigate the farmers' claims of wild elephant incursions. The News First team was guided by the Samurudhi officer in Diyavinna. There is no fence at the Katupat Oya. Elephants enter from there. They enter the village at night, eat all the paddy and leave. It has been about 5 years since electric fences were put up. Elephants have encroached on these fields for about 10 to 15 years before that. Although the fences have been put up, the danger persists. Several homes have also been damaged. There is only one administrative official. They say that the fences must be put up for several kilometers, but farmers do not know how to do this. This is an electric fence put up to prevent wild elephant incursions. However, farmers allege that there are numerous faults with the fence. In the end, the officials that come here did not speak to him. They asked for the key and disconnected it. I gave them the key I had with me. They returned on the second day, cut it, tied it up and left. The elephant came the day after they left. Their repairs were pointless as there was no current and the elephant simply toppled it over. They are used to this now. They topple the fences and come here knowing that there is no current. Farmers say that wild elephants from the Udavalava National Reserve, which borders the other bank of this river, are encroaching on their lands. Recently, a group came here and cut this off. They cut it off saying there was insufficient current on this wire. The News First team inspected the fences and also visited another paddy field in the area. Villagers have constructed makeshift huts on the treetops in order to protect their crops from wild elephants.
Farmers from Diyavinna spend their nights in these makeshift huts to protect the crops cultivated with the sweat of their brow.
However, our camera also captured footage which proved that the sleep-deprived efforts of the farmers are not successful. Elephants come here all the time and eat everything. The banana crops have been destroyed. 7 or 8 elephants recently entered the village as well. How are we to pay our debts by farming?
This is the footprint of an elephant that recently entered this paddy field. As these farmers pointed out, elephants constantly enter these fields and damage the crops. They asked that the electric fences be repaired. The 23rd Inter-District Assembly, organised jointly by Ananda College, Visakha Vidyalaya and St. Bridget's Convent, was held in Battaramulla today. The theme of the 23rd Inter-District Assembly was Diversity and Unity Towards Success. Over 1,000 interactors from across the island attended the District Assembly. The event was made colourful by a number of cultural performances that showcased the talents of students. Moving on to sports news now. Wesley College Colombo beat Trinity College Kandy to win the President's Trophy Inter-School Knockout Rugby Tournament for the first time today.
The finals of the President's Trophy Inter-Schools Knockout Rugby Tournament was played at the Royal College Sports Complex in Colombo. Trinity College led the scoreboard 13-8 at Lemons. However, the lads from Colombo showed a more offensive play in the second half of the game to score 26 points and take lead. Trinity College, however, could only score 8 points in the second half. Wesley College won the game 34-21. Wesley College's 34 points comprised of 3 goals, 2 tries and a penalty.
Tharindu Pathat Perumal won the individual championship in gymnastics at the 39th National Sports Festival. The significance of this achievement is that this is incidentally the 7th consecutive year in which he won this award.
The gymnastics event of the 39th National Sports Festival took place today at the Sugatadasa Indoor Stadium. Representing the Western Province, Tharindu Pathat Perumal won the men's individual event, taking part in 6 and scoring 70.25 points. Sahan Tejan, representing the North Central Province, was adjudged the runner-up with 70.15 points. Vidma Samanmali, representing the Western Province, won the women's individual event with 43.15 points, while her compatriot Tilanka Virajini was adjudged runner-up with 41.50 points.
But up next is a look at the bitter truth.
The fact that there is no proper policy to be seen as yet when it comes to selecting sportsmen and women to the national sports teams has come to the attention of many at present. On several prior occasions, the bitter truth has exposed the controversies faced by sportsmen and women as a result of the lack of such a policy. Attorney at law Dr. Pratibha Mahanamahewa says that this situation is an epidemic in society as a whole.
Today, not in the sports, even in education, state service, and other services, we have seen a lot of opportunities given because of the personal connections. Therefore, a national team, when they are selecting a relationship between father and son or political connection, can influence. That is an allegation made earlier. Therefore, it is very clear if the sportsman or his father is representing an association or in a selection committee, it should not affect if he is really performing well. Therefore, justice and transparency should be protected. The best thing, what you have to do in that process, father should temporarily resign from that post.
This media report makes it evident that the cricket authorities in this country are still not prepared to practically implement the system recommended by Dr. Pratibha Mahanamahewa to protect transparency and fairness in sport. This report questions the fairness of the decision to include the son of national selector Hashan Tilakaratne in the under-17 Sri Lanka cricket squad, which is due to tour England. The report also notes that the selection of the son by the committee which the father sits on has been the subject of discussion. Nevertheless, national selector Hashan Tilakaratne says that he did not participate in the selection of this team. He added that the team was selected based on the recommendations of the Schools Cricket Association. When Sports first made inquiries, the secretary of the Schools Cricket Association, Dilshan De Silva, said that the association's selection committee recommended 30 schoolboy cricketers for the squad. He added that 2 members of the selection committee coordinated with the national selectors to select the final squad. He noted that the 2 members from the Schools Cricket Selection Committee did not sign the squad list that was submitted for approval. If this is the case, has the National Selection Committee been influenced by an unqualified person when selecting qualified persons for a cricket team? The bitter truth will keep a close watch.
Earlier in the news, we reported the death of Glee star Corey Monteith, who was found dead in a Vancouver hotel. Well, we'll leave you tonight with one of his standout performances. For the News First team, I'm Arundhati Mudannayaka. Good night and have a pleasant week ahead.
Hotline 0114-896-896 www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.